Star Renegades, a wonderful little gem where basically you die and pet dogs that don't like you, and discover what all the Mousers do for work now that Shredder is in retirement. But mostly it is about combat. In fact, that's about 90% of what the game is.
We'd love to stay in shot, but...
But we Tinkers have real work to do.
Now, don't get your wings in a bun.
Don't be like that.
Nice to meet you all. You too. I was later.
Well, apparently most of the clips I recorded had the audio for the Disney movies I had playing on the second monitor for my children at the time. So, yeah. I suck at YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. But seriously, what is Star Renegades? In short, it's a roguelite with JRPG style combat and maps that you work your way through towards a series of bosses to complete a multi-dimensional campaign. Luckily though, this little onion has layers. But Explodo, what sort of layers, you ask? Well, how about for starters a Shadow of Mordor style lieutenant ranking system where enemies that defeat you move up in both rank and ability? Or a character unlock system that after you unlock the characters, you learn that building relationships between them can lead to prodigies and altered variations of those characters and classes. A system of card unlocks that you spend during camp and at night in order to build relationships between the characters, which leads to also bonuses that you plan out for your next day of combat. Eventually you realize there's enough meaning in every choice that you make, both in and outside of combat, that you get to the point where you really think about every choice you make. Everything you do becomes deliberate, because whether it's in or outside of combat, every choice may make or break your next run and prevent you from defeating the last boss that killed you, or enable you to complete the game entirely. When a run ends, you will almost always be able to look back at that run and see where your decision making went wrong or RNG misfortune happened. The animations and artwork are spectacular. I personally really love the style, and I think they nailed it. They knocked it right out of the park. Unfortunately, with audio, the music initially sounds fantastic, but then when you realize on what a short loop so many of the tracks are, it doesn't take long before you disable it entirely and go to Spotify for your own playlist in the background, or in my case, Disney movies. Buyer be warned though, this game is quite challenging, and if you don't really think about everything you do, you may find this game to be too difficult for you. But it is playable, it is doable, and it is fair in spite of what some people may say about it, at least from my experience. And that's what makes those victories so rewarding when you finally kill a boss that you had trouble with or get further than you've ever been. And that really lies in to where the strength of this game is, where you feel the reward of accomplishment when you overcome and get further and further into the game. I think it's a wonderful little roguelite. It's my favorite in quite some time, and I think that it offers a lot. I can see where anyone could play this game for 20 to 120 hours, depending on how many times you want to run through it. And for $20, I don't see how you can go wrong here, unless you just absolutely hate really difficult games or you hate roguelites. In which case, this probably isn't going to change your mind about those things. But it will, if you do like those things, reward you with a fantastic gem of a game that you will run over and over again for quite some time and be very happy with.